Hello, everyone. My name is Matteo Strauss, and this is another episode in a series of talks that we are having with our Secret Tour pilot projects. Here today with me is a special guest, a project leader, coordinator, José María Martín Civantos. José María is a professor of medieval history and archaeology at the University of Granada, and today we will be talking about the pilot case that he and his team is running in Granada, Almeria. Hi, José María.
Nice to meet you. It's a pleasure.
José María, can you please introduce us to your pilot case, to the traditional irrigation systems, especially, of course, related to cultural tourism?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we work in the southeast of Spain, in the eastern part of Andalusia. And we work particularly with the historical and traditional irrigation systems that were already built during the Islamic period around 1,000 years ago. They are still operating, managed communally by farmers that own the land with the right to use the water. And we have been working with these irrigators communities for so many years, mainly from a historical and archaeological perspective, making research, and then including a more integrated approach related to the environmental values and the ecosystem services, because these irrigation systems have created cultural landscapes that are so beautiful from a static point of view, but with so many cultural, environmental, social, and productive values. To make you a more precise picture, you can imagine an oasis, because we are in a quite unarid environment in Granada, Almeria, and the southeast of Spain, and all these systems have created oases, real oases, with a lot of vegetation and biodiversity related with the agrarian production. And they have demonstrated also to be sustainable, extremely sustainable and resilient for more than 1,000 years. So we've been working with these systems for more than 1 decade, with a participatory approach, working directly with the communities. And for us, the cultural tourism has been an opportunity to open not only the research, but the possibilities to work with the farmers, with the irrigators communities from a multifunctional perspective. So trying to offer an diversification in the economy and the services that the communities provide to the society, and trying to get back a return, an economic return, but also a social return, with the acknowledge of this cultural landscape and this cultural heritage produced and managed by the farmers.
So Secret Tour Projects wants to put forward the concept of heritage communities. What, in your case, is a heritage community?
Well, for us, it's been an opportunity to go deep in the participatory approach, because tourism is something that people understand quite well currently. It's a global issue, and we are all tourists in some way or in some time in our lives. It's something that, from a political perspective, it's also quite easy to understand and to introduce in the debates and the interest of the politicians, managers, but also the local population. So it's been an opportunity first to reflect about what a community, heritage community could be in one of these small towns where we are working with the farmers and with the irrigation systems, trying to say, well, we are trying to promote visitors to come to your town, not only because you have a castle or a beautiful church or another monument, but because you have a landscape that is basically an agrarian landscape with a lot of values. But the people that manage and maintain that landscape, and so one of the main motivations for the visitors to come to your town is produced and maintained by the farmers. And the farmers don't benefit from the touristic activity. They don't benefit from the visitors, but they are offering a cultural service. They are offering a cultural product. Not only the channels and the infrastructure of the irrigation, but the whole landscape itself. So we have been trying to promote mechanisms, tools for payment for services to the farmers, to the communities, mainly between the municipalities and the communities. And now we are trying to enlarge the network and the relationships to the other sectors of the society and stakeholders. So the idea is try to highlight also that the touristic sector, the local touristic sector, is benefiting from the services that the farmers are providing. So there should be a return also from the touristic sector to the farmers with different tools. One of them is directly promoting the consumption of local products already produced in the traditional irrigation systems, to promote local products, local varieties, or to promote the cultural roots that we are creating along the channels, and to promote the relationship between the touristic sector and the visitors and the local producers and the local farmers. We think, we are convinced that this is also a very good way to establish a dialogue and a common reflection about the role of cultural heritage in general, beyond the tourism, beyond the visitors, but which is the impact, which is also the potential, which are the limits, how to benefit the whole town and the whole society, or the whole territory, and not specifically some sectors, and how to avoid the negative impacts in the future. So that is what we are working on, and that is what we think a heritage community could be about.
You already touched upon several of the activities that you're running in your pilot case. But if you would have to stress just a few of the main activities, what would they be?
Well, the first one is something that has been very successful in the last year and has allowed us to give visibility to these traditional systems, and to give visibility to the farmers, to the irrigators communities. That is the restoration of the channels with participatory activities, with volunteers, and but always as a social intervention tool in the territory, and as a provocation. So trying to activate many things in the community, in the local community, but also trying to provoke debates about the policies, about cultural policies, about agrarian policies, environmental policies, territorial planning that are affecting all these landscapes, not only the irrigation systems, but all these landscapes. And that has also allowed us to introduce new tools, innovative social tools related with the payment for services, related with the land stewardship contracts, sustainable planning for the irrigators communities, and of course the use of cultural tourism, sustainable cultural tourism, and touristic products like the cultural routes as something that can provoke also a benefit and a positive return, as I said before, not only for the touristic sector, economic sector, but also to all the society and the farmers itself, changing mentalities and perspectives regarding the agrarian activities and the rural areas.
Jose Maria, so what is your vision? What is your mission beyond the Secret Tour project? How do you see the traditional irrigation systems and the pilot and the community around it developing in the future?
Well, despite the threats and all the risk for the future, the uncertainty in general for this in the context of global change, all the processes of intensification and industrialization of the agriculture. So also all the public policies and public investment against all these traditional systems. I'm quite optimistic in the sense that we are demonstrating that all these irrigation systems are sustainable, resilient, that they provide so many ecosystem services, from cultural services to environmental services, and that they are very interesting and very useful tools, and that we can learn a lot from the past to improve our present and the future, and to face all the challenges that we have for the future. It's a very good way also to ask ourselves which should be the role of rural areas in this context of global change and in the future. And we have a lot of alternatives, and we have a lot of ideas, always based on multifunctionality and always based on sustainability and an integrated vision.
Yeah. Thank you, Jose Maria, for this optimistic view of the future. Let's keep it like this, and let's spread it also to other cases around Europe. I wish you good luck with your activities, and of course looking forward to follow up on your pilot case. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Bye.